In our factory on the banks of the Maas in Niftrick, we produce fermacell gypsum fiberboards and flooring elements. In 1987, we strategically chose to construct the factory on the Maas, as this allows our raw materials to be supplied by boat. We also use water from the Maas in our production processes. Fermacell gypsum fiberboards are made of gypsum and paper. The gypsum is recycled, natural or synthetic. The gypsum is transported by a long conveyor belt to the calcination plant next to the board factory. There, it is prepared for the production process. In the calcination plant, heat is used to extract crystallization water from the raw gypsum. We do this to reactivate the gypsum. When we add water again later in the process, crystal formation occurs, causing the gypsum in the boards to harden. In the calcination plant, we also have an installation with which we can calcinate recycled gypsum. This gypsum comes from the demolished buildings, from materials such as plasterboard. An external party collects, cleans and crushes the gypsum. Once it has been calcinated, it is then mixed with the synthetic and natural gypsum. The second raw material we use for our gypsum fiberboards is waste paper in the form of shredder mix. We process about 5 tons of waste paper per hour in our factory. Precise quantities of raw materials are added, and the gypsum and waste paper fibers are mixed together to form a homogeneous mass. All production data is registered in a MES system, and traceability is ensured. There is automatic inline quality control throughout the production process. The moisture percentage, bending and tensile strength, density, and flexibility are monitored. The mixture is transported to the spreader. The spreader distributes the material evenly on a conveyor belt, where it is moistened to improve water absorption in the subsequent process. The mat is then transported to the water dispenser. The water binds the gypsum and makes the board firm. The material then goes to the press, where it is compressed to the right thickness at a pressure of around 300 bar. Some 5,000 to 6,000 tons. The water that is released is collected for our own water treatment plant. After it has been treated, the water goes back into the process. It's another closed-loop process. After pressing, the board rolls to the water cutter, which cuts it to the right length and width. The water jet is used to produce boards up to 6 meters long. After this, the drying starts. This initially takes place on an 80-meter-long cutting belt. The gypsum binds with the water. The residual moisture is evaporated from the boards in the oven. After drying, the boards are completely cured. They now have the physical properties that a fermacell gypsum fiberboard should have, but they don't yet have the right thickness. In the sanding machine, the board is sanded to exactly the right thickness using an electronic measurement system. After sanding, the board is impregnated to improve water resistance, then dried again. This is done in a separate dryer using the residual heat and energy released by the oven. The sawing machine then cuts the large boards to size in 2 steps. First, the width and then the length, with a minimum width of 50 by 50 centimeters and a maximum length of 6 meters. We use the sawdust to make new boards. We also have an installation with which we can recycle fermacell gypsum fiberboards and reuse them directly ourselves. In this way, materials such as sawing residue and rejected boards that is released during our production process can be completely reused for production. We have no waste. There is also a waste stream from our customers, such as sawing residue from the prefab industry. this waste is collected in containers or big bags. We also use this sawdust to make new boards. All these waste pieces are crushed in the so-called Dracula and then further reduced. In a separate installation, this gypsum dust is calcinated and mixed with the other gypsum raw material. This way, we can reuse all our own gypsum fiber waste and that of our customers. We use about 20 to 30% recycled gypsum in our boards. After sawing, the boards are randomly checked for length, width, diagonal size and thickness. The products also periodically undergo external inspection, for example, for the Como certificate. Fermacell gypsum fiberboards form the basis of the well-known fermacell flooring overlay, also known as dry screed board. This consists of 2 layers of gypsum fiberboard. The 2 gypsum fiberboards are offset bonded, creating a half-lapped joint all around. Depending on the application, the overlay is factory fitted with an insulating underlayer of wood fiber, mineral wool, felt or polystyrene. This makes it suitable for many purposes, such as improving thin concrete floors and renovating old wooden floors. When all checks have been completed, the boards are packaged with a fully automatic packaging machine. Protective corner pieces are put on the flooring elements, and the pallets are provided with a dirt and moisture-resistant cover or plastic straps. After packaging, the pallets are stored in our warehouse, from where 25 to 30 trucks of fermacell gypsum fiberboards and flooring elements leave for the whole of Western Europe every day.